There's a prison in America where silence is used like a weapon. A place so isolated, some prisoners begin talking to insects just to feel less alone. No riots, no escape attempts, almost no human contact, just concrete, steel, and silence. This is ADX Florence, the most secure prison in the United States. But what makes this place truly terrifying isn't what it does to the body, it's what it does to the human mind. Before ADX Florence existed, America had a problem. Some prisoners were too violent, too influential, too dangerous, even for maximum security prisons. Gang leaders ordered murders from inside their cells. Escapes were becoming national news, and prison guards were dying. Then in 1983, something happened that changed the entire prison system forever. At a federal prison in Illinois, 2 correctional officers were murdered by inmates in separate attacks. The message was clear. Traditional prisons were losing control. America needed something different. Not just another prison, but a prison designed to completely dominate human behavior. And in 1994, deep in the mountains of Colorado, ADX Florence doesn't look dramatic. No screaming inmates, no chaotic violence. Everything is quiet. Too quiet. Prisoners spend around 23 hours a day inside a single concrete cell. The room is designed to remove stimulation. A concrete bed, concrete desk, concrete walls. Even the shower is controlled. The windows are so narrow, inmates can't even see the outside world properly. Some don't know where they are in the prison. Others slowly lose their sense of time. Every movement is monitored. The human brain was never designed for prolonged isolation. Scientists have studied solitary confinement for decades, and the results are disturbing. When humans are cut off from social interaction, the brain begins to malfunction. First comes anxiety, then paranoia, then hallucinations. Some prisoners report hearing voices. Others become hypersensitive to sound. A cough, a footstep, the sound of keys. Tiny noises begin feeling overwhelming. And after enough time, some inmates completely detach from reality. One former prisoner described the experience as being buried alive, but still breathing. Because isolation doesn't just punish behavior, it attacks identity itself. Humans understand reality through interaction. Without connection, the mind starts collapsing inward. And ADX Florence may be the most extreme example of that in modern America. ADX Florence houses some of the most dangerous criminals in the world. Terrorists, cartel leaders, mass murderers, extremist masterminds. Some prisoners are considered too dangerous to ever interact with society again. Among them was Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Unabomber, a mathematical genius who carried out a nationwide bombing campaign for nearly 2 decades. Also held here, Ramzi Youssef, one of the masterminds behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, and Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the infamous cartel leader known for escaping high-security prisons. But inside ADX Florence, escape is almost impossible. The prison was designed with one terrifying principle: total control. Not just over movement, but over the human experience itself. Supporters of ADX Florence say the prison is necessary. They argue that some individuals are simply too dangerous for normal prisons, and without extreme security, guards and civilians could die. But critics see something else. They believe prolonged isolation is psychological torture. Former inmates have described mental breakdowns, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts. Human rights organizations have repeatedly questioned the ethics of extreme solitary confinement. Because eventually, a disturbing question appears. At what point does punishment stop being justice and start becoming destruction? ADX Florence was built to contain the most dangerous minds in America. And in many ways, it succeeded. No major escapes, almost complete control, absolute silence. But maybe that silence hides something deeper. Because prisons don't just reveal how societies punish criminals, they reveal what societies fear most. And inside ADX Florence, the greatest weapon was never the walls. It was isolation, the slow removal of human connection, until all that remains is a person alone with their own mind. What do you think? Is ADX Florence necessary security or psychological torture? If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more real stories about hidden psychology, extreme survival, and the darkest places on Earth.